Imagine entering a new relationship, determined to do things differently, yet you find yourself repeating the same old story. Same type of partners, same problems, almost the same ending. The real question is not, why are people bad? The real question is, why do we keep repeating the same story? What we will discuss today is not personal opinion. It is based on findings from behavioral psychology, neuroscience, attachment theory, and trauma research. Part 1. The brain does not seek happiness, it seeks familiarity. The human brain is not designed to choose what is best, but what is familiar and predictable. Any pattern repeated during childhood or past relationships becomes encoded as a familiar model. Even if that model is harmful, the brain interprets it as safe simply because it is known. Simple example. If you grew used to an emotionally unstable relationship, then calm relationships may feel strange to you. The brain often prefers the known over the unknown, even if it causes pain.
Part 2. Attachment styles. In psychology, there is a concept called attachment styles. It explains how people relate to love and emotional security. There are generally three main types. 1. Secure attachment, chooses stable relationships, has trust in self and partner. 2. Anxious attachment, fear of abandonment, needs constant reassurance. 3. Avoidant attachment, avoids emotional closeness, feels dependency is unsafe. Problems begin when your attachment style clashes with your partner's style, creating repeating cycles of conflict. Part 3. Repetition of old emotional wounds. There is a well-known psychological phenomenon. People sometimes unconsciously try to recreate old emotional wounds, not because they enjoy pain, but because they're trying to change the ending. Example, a person who experienced emotional neglect in childhood may be attracted to emotionally distant partners, trying to earn their love to heal the past. However, the pattern often repeats itself. Part 4. Confusing love with emotional stress. Some people interpret love as intense longing, anxiety, constant overthinking. But scientifically, this is not healthy love. It is often a stress response. Healthy relationships include calmness, clarity, and stability. However, the brain can confuse emotional intensity with emotional safety. Part 5. Self-esteem and relationship choices. Our relationship choices are strongly influenced by how we see ourselves. If someone has low self-worth, they may accept less than they deserve, or try excessively to prove their value in the relationship. This creates a cycle. Difficult relationships, lower self-esteem, even more difficult relationships. Part 6. Why change is difficult. Change is not just a decision. These patterns are stored in emotional memory, connected to early experiences, reinforced by automatic reactions. So even if a person understands the problem intellectually, changing it requires repeated awareness and effort. Part 7. How to break the cycle. Breaking the pattern does not start by choosing a new partner, but by 1. Awareness, recognizing repetition in past relationships. 2. Identifying triggers, what makes me attach too quickly. 3. Slowing down emotional involvement, avoid rushing into attachment. 4. Building healthy self-esteem without relying on a partner for validation. And 5. Learning from relationships instead of escaping them.
What is happening is not coincidence and not personal weakness. It is the result of psychological patterns formed over many years. But the important truth is, any pattern that is learned can be unlearned. Not easily, but it is possible. And the first step is always to honestly observe what keeps repeating and ask yourself, am I choosing love or repeating pain?